Alright, so Arc Raiders has a system called Expeditions, and before you commit to one or decide to skip it entirely, you need to understand exactly what you're trading away. Because Expeditions reset your game progress, but not all of it. And if you don't know the difference, you're either gonna waste weeks grinding for stuff that disappears, or you're gonna skip rewards that stack permanently on your account. See, this isn't a forced wipe, it's optional, but the incentives are permanent. Extra skill points, bigger stash space, and cosmetics that only show up once per cycle. So, during these 8-week expedition periods, you get to decide, is my raider ready to retire and cash out? Or should I wait until next cycle when I'm more prepared? And just FYI, the deadline for the first expedition cycle is December 21st. It's really a strategic choice, and if you make it blind, you're leaving value on the table. So let me break down exactly what resets, what you keep forever, and how to know when you're actually getting a good return. Alright, so first things first, let's talk about what expeditions actually are. Because if you're coming from other extraction shooters, you've probably seen this kind of system before. In Tarkov, wipes are brutal and total. Every few months, Battle State hits the reset button. Your stash? Gone. Your hideout upgrades? Gone. Your trader rep, your quest progress, your entire economy, all of it wiped. You're back to a Makarov and a dream. The only thing you keep is your game knowledge and maybe some event rewards if you're lucky. But for the most part, everyone starts from zero at the same time. It's a hard reset and it's not optional. Hunt Showdown is a little different. When you retire a hunter, you lose that character and everything they're carrying. But your bloodline, your account level, your unlocks, and your upgrades, that stuff stays. So you're losing the character, but not the progression. Arc Raiders sits somewhere in between. It's not a forced wipe like Tokarov, and it's not just losing one character like Hunt. It's a choice to reset your raider and trade short-term progress for permanent account bonuses. Now, I know what you're thinking, why would I voluntarily reset my progress? And look, if you're a veteran grinding 6 hours a day, you might not care. You'll just rebuild fast. But as a father of 11 with 2 full-time jobs, a part-time pigeon racing career, and exactly 9 minutes a week to play video games,
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
I'm really glad Embark designed this system to respect my time. Alright, so when you send your raider on an expedition, here's what gets wiped. First, your character level and all your skill points. You're back to level 1. Every unlock you grinded for, I'm sorry friend, but you're re-earning it next cycle. Second, your entire inventory. Every gun, every piece of armor, every medkit, every scrap of loot you've been hoarding, it's all gone. Your stash gets cleared completely. Third, your blueprints. And this is the one that's making people really nervous. You lose all your crafting blueprints. So if you spent 40 hours grinding for that meta weapon blueprint, you're doing it again. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. Fourth, your workshop and all your crafting progress. Your upgrades, your stations, your materials, wiped. You're rebuilding your entire infrastructure from scratch. And finally, your coins. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, yeah, no thanks, I'm out. And I get it, losing blueprints hurts, but here's what Embark doesn't shout from the rooftops, and honestly, it's the most important part of this entire system. Your account will hold on to a lot more than you think, and that's because Embark really does value your time investment and real money transactions. First, all cosmetics and raider decks. Any skins you bought, earned, or unlocked through quests, they are yours forever. Your drip, your look, your money spent, all safe. And that's a huge win for player trust. Second, your raider tokens and your cred carry over. You restart the next cycle with an economic advantage, letting you bypass the early game struggle for cash. Third, achievements, rankings, and trials. Your status, your bragging rights, and your progress on leaderboards remain. That first Expedition Conqueror skin is going to be a permanent flex on the whole community. And fourth, unlocked maps and unlocked workshop stations. While you lose the material, you keep the ability to access and use all the higher tier crafting systems. You skip the discovery phase entirely. So, you keep the status and the high level access, But the real strategic reason to commit to the reset, that's going to be permanent buffs. You don't retire your raider just to keep your skins, you do it for the permanent, account-wide quality of life buffs that make your next run significantly faster. For example, bonus XP loot rate. Your next raider levels up quicker, and this is huge for the limited time player. Less time grinding levels and more time focusing on endgame missions. Incentive 2, permanent bonus stash slots. This stacks across multiple expeditions, less time playing inventory Tetris and more time grabbing high value loot. Pure unadulterated efficiency. Incentive 3, bonus skill points. Your fresh raider starts with a handful of points already banked. You can immediately skip past weak early game talents and dive straight into the strong build paths. Oh, and by the way, this system is the only way to entirely reset your skill tree in the game. It's the ultimate oops, I messed up my build button. So again, you are converting temporary gear and dozens of hours spent grinding for rare blueprints into a permanent, stackable speed buff. This is how the experienced player will be able to get ahead. So here's the final strategic choice, and one that we mentioned at the beginning of the video. You need to look at the permanent efficiency buffs we just covered, such as the bonus XP, the extra skill points, and the permanent stash slots, and ask yourself, do those permanent account-wide benefits outweigh the pain of losing all your rare blueprints and starting the level grind over? If the answer is no, then forget about expeditions entirely. Arc Raiders has plenty of content to conquer outside of this cycle loop. If you want to keep your stash on blueprints forever, that's fine. But if you want to play the long game, maximizing your account's potential, you just have to accept the reset. The Expedition Project is a tool for optimization and permanent status. It is not mandatory. It is simply the most efficient path to build a powerful long-term account, provided you get that unique cosmetic and cash out for the permanent buffs. Let me know in the comments, are you going to participate in the Expedition Project? Or are you skipping out? And what do you want to see from Arc Raiders next? That's going to do it for me today. I'll see you all again soon. Take care.